the same time. So the fact that Doppio has such a meek persona compared to that of Diavolo allows him to be passed off as just an innocent bystander when he comes into contact with Risotto. It's interesting because there's a really good movie from the 90s called Primal Fear, which stars Edward Norton, who suffers from dissociative identity disorder, and there's quite a few
That doesn't look like it's from 1990.
Movie and that of Doppio's.
Look how good the quality of the video is.
That film, and you want to know more about DID, it's certainly worth a watch. So Diavolo referring to Doppio as my adorable Doppio gives us a better insight into their relationship dynamic. The use of the term my Doppio suggests a sense of ownership or possession.
Doppio, my dearest Doppio. That's how he says it in the dub.
Occupying this body, which might help to explain how Diavolo uses Doppio as a tool to achieve his goals. Also, the way
I wish I had security breach Freddy's voice.
Suggests that he views him as childlike, naive, or even inferior. Someone that needs to be managed or possibly protected, rather than being able to trust in their innate abilities.
Is this today's request? Got it. I'll submit a report before I cook.
This character and stand. Doppio's stand ability is to be able to foresee the future, whilst Diavolo's ability is to erase time altogether. This reflects how the two personalities function together, but are distinct in their roles. It's almost as though Crimson the Stand has dissociative identity disorder too. So throughout the series, Doppio is portrayed as a submissive and obedient personality, always deferring to Diavolo's authority. And in this moment where he's not being forthcoming with Diavolo about what he's seen in the future, shows a rare moment of defiance, suggests that he's not maybe a tool for Diavolo's use. It also signifies a moment of self-awareness where Doppio is now seeing himself as separate from Diavolo.
Are you here to see Michi?
Overall, I think this demonstrates
Feel free to take the time to look at the new supplies, too.
Control over their shared body.
この体力の消耗のために奴は準備していたんだ。水槽、ドッピオはもう勝ちだ。これから私に出ていくにしても10秒以上はかかる。
Here, Diavolo's doubt reflects his perception of Doppio as the weaker or less capable personality. Whilst Doppio has the advantage of acting in public without arousing suspicion, Diavolo doesn't trust him to handle high-stakes situations such as being in combat very effectively. Even though Doppio has shown signs of intelligence and resourcefulness, Diavolo believes that he is the only one able to make the right decision, especially when their survival or identity is at stake, which once again illustrates the dynamic in their relationship as a superior and a subordinate personality.
生き物の体の中の鉄分を使って鉄のカミソリを体内で作っている。
So the significance of Doppio landing a hit on Risotto challenges Diavolo's perception of him as merely a tool and a less capable personality. It demonstrates that Doppio has his own strengths and that he can handle himself even in dangerous situations. And the significance of this is that it has the potential to create a subtle rift in their relationship, where Doppio now can challenge the dominance of Diavolo.
私はすでに今そこに向かっている。もう間に合わない。今にも奴は攻撃してる。やられるのはこの俺だ。だから俺。それしかないのだ。 それしかお前が助かる道はない。
Though we touched on this already, but in DID, certain personalities might have a greater degree of awareness or control over their body, but it's not usually as a matter of conscious choice or force. You see, the switch between different personalities is normally something that's involuntary, triggered by certain stimuli, emotional states, or stress. The idea that one personality could actively prevent another from taking control, as Doppio is attempting with Diavolo, is far less common and would be considered as an oversimplification of this condition. However, whilst this portrayal is not entirely accurate, some people with DID might be able to develop ways to influence or delay the switching process. For example, a person might engage in self-talk, grounding techniques, or other strategies to try to stay in control for longer, or influence which of the next personalities will come forward.
そう。確か中毒性的なドイツではすでに確認されていた。このような複数の人格を持つ人間がいて、それは精神だけではなく、肉体、筋力も別人となり、言葉すら別の言語になるケースもある。
So it looks like Risotto's caught on that Doppio has DID, but has he caught on that he's actually in the presence of the boss? And yes, Risotto's right, listing that there have been several other people in history who've been shown to have DID. Probably one of the most famous is that of Shirley Mason, who was thought to have up to 16 different personalities residing in her body, which bizarrely included both male and females of varying different ages. Her story was first documented in the 1973 book titled Sybil, and was later adapted to a television film in 1976. Both of which are certainly worth a read or at least watching the film.
It shouldn't be in this kind of place.
ドッキリに行ったんだ。お前、もう手に負える相手ではないんだ。
You know, this is probably one of the most intelligent fights in the whole of JoJo. Basically, iron is the pigment that's found in blood that allows you to carry oxygen around your body, and Little Bomber's stand is able to detect people's breathing, I suppose, through monitoring oxygen levels. And the fact that Doppio's body has been completely drained of iron through Risotto's power converting it into nails,
Enemies are getting a little strong here.
Means that he's no longer detectable on the
Got a little bit of everyone,
It's a
huh?
very clever and well thought plan to help expose Risotto
nothing
to the heroes
nothing
down
I
below,
can't handle, I
which
suppose.
ultimately ends up in his demise.
逃亡の仕方に迷いが何か目的に向かってボートを進めて調べる再びアバッチオのところへ戻って調べるのだ
So in sending him back to Abacchio's last location, shows that Diavolo operates under a constant level of paranoia. He's clearly obsessed with maintaining his anonymity and is hyper-vigilant of any potential threats to uncovering his secret identity. However, in this
I should still be able to do this chilly. I'll chill.
as it gives him enough suspicion to suspect that the charity's team are onto him.
I'll go on one time. Oh my god, there's a spawner here too.
特にチョコラートは最低のケースだ多分ローマ中をめちゃくちゃにして回る信用できるのはお前だいいな
So it's interesting to see that Diavolo is disgusted by Chocolata, as it suggests that he has his own twisted sense of morality and ethical boundaries. Although Diavolo himself is a criminal who engages in violent and immoral acts, he draws the line at certain behaviours that he deems to be excessive for the prey. Chocolata, on the other hand, seems to delight in causing extreme suffering and death for its own purpose, which is a level of sadism that even Diavolo finds abhorrent. And it's this distinction between the two of them that suggests that Diavolo's violence, at least in his mind, is deemed as both purposeful and controlled, whereas Chocolata's is both chaotic and gratuitous.
Time to
ブチャラティはすでに死体なのだ今奴が見ているのはドッキリ 魂の形に過ぎる
Good show's about to start. Good show's about to start. Activate.
So this is the part of the season that really confused me. What was happening to the charity's body? I mean, I remember after his run-in with Diavolo, he had some pretty fatal injuries. But I think Giorno healed him, right? But from then on, the story...
Well, he was dead. He was a zombie.
Things about the charity. For example, he's not able to respond to painful stimuli and his hands were cold. Was it that he never really came back to life? If you have a better explanation, let me know down below.
Yeah, he was a zombie.
スタンド能力を発動させるよ かつて俺がエジプトで発掘した
Activate. Time
見
to
た瞬間
die.
分かったこの槍は何か得体
The
の知れない
show's
パワー
about
が
to
I
start.
love the way that it was Diavolo who uncovered these arrows in Egypt and how this all ties into the DOR. Without Diavolo, we would never have had this time freeze battle between Dio and Jotaro. Also, it makes the whole JoJo universe feel that much smaller and intertwined. And I've always wondered where these arrows came from, so it's great to get a bit of backstory. If you want a video about how these arrows work and the supposed alien virus that causes the extraction of your stand, let me know down below.
D-Matrix. Activate.
忠実に忠誠を誓う部下
Good show's
社会のあ
about
らゆ
to
る場所に潜
start.
む構成
Good show's about
俺
to
の正
start.
体を
Time
探ろ
to
うとしてい
die.
ることは早々に把握している
Good
We can
show's
see that
about
after
to
gaining
start.
Crimson, Diavolo has the ability to rewrite reality, and with this he begins to foster a sense of godlike omnipotence. He sees himself as beyond the normal constraint of time and consequences, which reinforces his sense of grandiosity and narcissism. This power makes Diavolo feel like he's above everyone else, uniquely capable of bending reality to his will. However, this still doesn't seem enough to settle his paranoia of someone trying to track him down. It really seems as though his ability to remain cautious is as powerful a characteristic as his stand itself.
キングペインドンを見た者はその時もうこの世にはいない
I really love how Araki brought back Pololith for this storyline. In fact, I love seeing any familiar character from a previous season being brought into a current one. It just gives me a sense of nostalgia from the good old days of the Stardust Crusaders arc. But just seeing him in a wheelchair in his late 20s or early 30s just goes to show these guys really don't have a long life expectancy. Who I'd really like to see in future seasons are characters like Josuke, or maybe even a villain like Yoshigara Kira. Which characters would you guys bring back?
これは試練
Hey, Kira's dead.
後に打ち勝てという試練俺は受け取った
But hey, that questions was pretty cool.
過去に打ち勝つことだとな
Diavolo has always been obsessed with maintaining control over his narrative and destiny. His past contains elements such as his true identity and his relationship with Doppio that could potentially disrupt his current status as the boss of Passione. Therefore, by facing his path, that being Ponolith who he failed to eliminate, Diavolo wants to ensure that he alone controls his history and that no one else can use it against him.
数年かけて何かとその秘密を見つけ時期を残し俺残念だったな今を手にしたのは俺の
So we can see that Diavolo's not taking any chances this time around as he throws a blow at Ponolith, taking direct penetrating trauma to the left side of his chest. With this blow, he's once again demonstrating his
That's such a doctor way to describe it.
It's the left side of the chest where your heart is. This blow would certainly be fatal.
奴の魂を肉体から引きずり出した一つは工場の方はブチャラティの肉体と入れ替わったしかしもう一つは偶然なのかどこかの誰かの肉体に入ってしまったのだ
So in this interesting turn of events,
Okay, nope, that's a bad idea. Okay, I really should have kept my long range unit.
One another, which kind of makes me wonder whether they were actually two separate souls occupying one body, as opposed to being just two separate personalities. Which really challenges the notion of a singular unified identity. But the way I see it, both Doppio and Diavolo are like two sides of the same coin, both being essential for their existence. With them now both being separated, I wonder how long they can survive, and whether this is a sign of Diavolo's unraveling power and his eventual downfall.
ボス完全に僕たちの勝ちだ寂しいよ
So, Doppio's loneliness following the split highlights how much his sense of self and purpose is tied to Diavolo. Doppio has always seen himself as part of Diavolo, serving his interests and acting under his direction. This separation leaves Doppio without a guiding force, making him feel lost and incomplete because so much of his identity is defined by his connection to Diavolo. Despite his loyalty and efforts to Diavolo, he's left him alone, underscoring the psychological and emotional toll of his life. It really highlights how Doppio, despite being part of a powerful and feared figure, has lived a life devoid of meaningful connections or personal fulfillment. It's really sad to see. It's interesting how Diavolo exhibits signs of narcissism, particularly grandiosity. He really does see himself superior to others and destined for greatness. And what you can extrapolate from this is that his need for the world to grovel at his feet is rooted in his need for validation and admiration from others.
What the fuck is this bullshit?
I've spoken about several different factors that might have contributed to this, but one of them that's most notable could be the lack of father figure at home. You see, the lack of paternal role model might have led him to overcompensate by adopting a hyper-masculine authoritarian persona, which is a common trait in narcissistic individuals who are seeking to assert their dominance in the absence of a secure identity.
Good show's about to start.
So by framing his acquisition of the arrow as an act of fate, Diavolo reinforces his sense of invincibility. He sees himself as someone who's transcended the ordinary human experience, believing that he's not just a man, but a figure of destiny. But this belief in being invincible can lead to dangerous levels of overconfidence, making him more prone to taking extreme risks because he believes he's protected by fate. Also, his belief in the arrow as a gift from fate is an example of magical thinking, where he's ascribing supernatural significance to an event that can be explained through natural causes. And I make mention of this because magical thinking is often a feature of conditions like schizophrenia or OCD, which I can certainly see traits of in Diavolo.
Hey, he is our 21st century schizophrenic.
I don't know why, but this scene really reminds me of those Invincible memes where it's like, think, Mark. Now, referring to the rightful possessor of the arrow as king, Diavolo implicitly puts himself in that role, again which indicates his grandiose self-image, where he sees himself as a ruler or as a figure of immense power and authority. But by framing it as a question, he can make it also seem like a challenge to others, particularly from charity who he's seeking acknowledgement from. It's as if Diavolo's demanding recognition for his rightful status as the most powerful figure, and therefore is the only one who's entitled to the arrow's power. And this need to exert dominance over others highlights his insecurity as well as his need for external validation. Whereas if you looked at other JoJo characters and villains such as Dio, there was never any doubt. So Diavolo's exclamation highlights the severity of the narcissistic wound he experiences when facing defeat. His identity is so closely tied to his sense of power and dominance that losing challenges the very core of his self-image. For someone with a character like Diavolo, admitting defeat would be like admitting to having weaknesses or being unworthy, which is just something that he can't psychologically tolerate. So, the definition of a delusion is when somebody holds a fixed, firm belief and cannot be convinced otherwise, despite being shown evidence that they're wrong. And if we look at how many times Diavolo has been rejected by the arrow, but is unwilling to accept his defeat, you can certainly infer that he's delusional, that he's ever going to win this fight. Of course, as the viewers, however, we can see that his downfall is inevitable.
我イブの全ての時間を
Death
消
is
し
your
飛ぶ
only destination.
Overflow. Warning.
So of course, with Diavolo being unable to accept his fate, he triggers his special ability with the goal of eliminating Giorno. But if I'm understanding correctly, Giorno himself has developed his new Requiem ability, allowing him to nullify anything that goes against him, almost as though it never occurred. And from witnessing Giorno throughout this series, I think this power really suits him well, because he's never really been the aggressor in any fight, always finding a way to redirect his enemy's efforts elsewhere. I don't think Araki could have designed a more tailored stand power, and at the same time be one of the most overpowered stands in the series. What do you guys think?
Good show's about to start. Quiet.
Wrong character.
What you dance speaking?
Overflow. Warning.
Well, that's certainly one of the longest finishing moves I've seen in the JoJo series. But if I'm correct, following this, Diavolo enters into one of the more terrifying traps of the Golden Experience's power. That is the infinite death loops. If somebody's killed by Golden Experience Requiem, rather than actually dying, they're forced to experience endless deaths in different forms, repeatedly dying, only to be revived to die again, without ever truly reaching death itself. You know, it's quite ironic. Diavolo saw eternal power in acquiring this arrow, believing that it would allow him to control everything, including life and death. And Golden Experience does grant him an eternity, just not the one he desired. And that's why this reversal is so ironic. It inverts his desires and ambitions into his worst nightmare. Rest in peace, Diavolo.
Lol. That's another ironic thing to say, though. Dare I say cruel. We humans are filled to the brim with double standards. That's a hell yeah, underground remix.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Matrix. Activate.
Fuck me.
Overflow. Warning. D-Matrix. Activate.
Good show's about to start. Let your dance speaking.
Overflow. Warning. Overflow. Warning. Thank you for tuning in. D-Matrix. Activate. D-Matrix. Activate. Overflow. Overflow. Warning.
Good show's about to start.
Thank you for tuning in.
Good show's about to start. Good show's about to start. Good show's about to start. Good show's about to start.
Thank you for tuning in.
D-Matrix, activate! Overflow! Warning! D-Matrix, activate! Overflow! Warning! Good show's about to start. Good show's about to start.
No?
Good show's about to start. Death is your only destination.
Oh my god, this fucking...
It's okay. I know you won't give up. We can come back no matter how many times you want. I'll be with you.
Huh.
Please protect me, Chief!
Thank you for your warm and...
Manty, go! Enjoy the release! Overflow! Warning!
I smell the sweet fragrance. D-Matrix, activate! I smell the sweet fragrance of souls. Death is your only death.
Overflow! Warning!
Good show's about to start. D-Matrix, activate!
Enjoy the release! Enjoy the release! Overflow! Overflow! Warning!
What the fuck?
I smell the sweet...
D-Matrix, activate!
I smell the sweet... Good show's about to start. Good show's about to start.
Overflow! Warning! Overflow! Warning!
D-Matrix, activate! Death is your only destination.
Enjoy the release! Overflow! Warning! Overflow! Warning!
Good show's about to start. I smell the sweet fragrance of souls. D-Matrix, activate!
Overflow! Warning!
Good show's about to start. Good show's about to start.
Overflow! Warning! Enjoy the release! Overflow! Warning!
Good show's about to start. Good show's about to start.
D-Matrix, activate! Overflow! Warning! Overflow! Warning!
I smell the sweet fragrance of souls.
Enjoy the release!
Death is your
Overflow! Warning! D-Matrix, activate! Overflow! Warning!
good show's about to start.
D-Matrix, activate! Overflow! Warning!
I smell the sweet fragrance of soul.
Enjoy the release! Overflow! Warning!
Good show's about to start.
Overflow! Warning! Enjoy the release!
Death is your only destiny.
D-Matrix, activate! D-Matrix, activate!
Good show's about to start.
Overflow! Warning! D-Matrix, activate!
They will suffer no longer. That is good.
Just the extra stages from here.
Where are we going for an adventure this time?
Guess I should try at least one level.
Firewall debugging completed. You're under protection now. Enjoy the release!
Death is your only destination.
Overflow. Warning!
Good show's about to start. I smell the sweet fragrance of souls.
Overflow. Warning!
D-Matrix, activate! D-Matrix, activate!
Enjoy the release! Overflow. Warning!
Good show's about to start.
Enjoy the release!
I smell the sweet fragrance of... I smell the death is your only destination.
Overflow. Warning! Overflow. Warning!
D-Matrix, activate!
Good show's about to start.
Enjoy the release!
Good show's about to start. I smell the sweet fragrance of soul. I smell the sweet...
D-Matrix, activate!
Enjoy the release!
Death is your... Good show's about to start.
Overflow. Warning!
D-Matrix, activate!
Good show's about to start.
Overflow. Warning!
Good show's about to start. Good show's about to start.
D-Matrix, activate!
Enjoy the release! Overflow. Warning!
I smell the sweet fragrance. Good show's about to start. Good show's about to start.
Overflow. Warning!
D-Matrix, activate!
Overflow. Warning! Enjoy the release! Overflow. Warning!
Good show's about to start.
Overflow. Warning!
Death is your only destination.
I did a good job controlling my strength this time.
Yeah, I'm not doing the rest of those.
Chief,
They're too
I
hard.
guess it's hard for someone like you to talk about your worries. Oh, you're here. Come, take a look at my treasures. If you see something you like, it's yours.
I should go shower now.